Chapter 29, we are going to talk about post-acute care and the new requirements in regards to value-based care. So the IMPACT Act, Improving Medicare Post-Acute Care Transformation, came about in 2014. It is basically how healthcare agencies are going to get reimbursed, and the goal is to improve care, like we've been talking about the previous chapters. So the purpose of the IMPACT Act was to enable comparable data across post-acute care settings, PAC, improve Medicare beneficiary outcomes, facilitate coordinated care by allowing access in the longitudinal information, improve hospital discharge planning, and provide data for research. I just read that to you guys, sorry. But that's the purpose of this entire act. It has to do with skilled nursing facilities, long-term care agencies, rehab, home health. So it's after the acute episode, after they've been in the hospital, what have you. So this is the post-acute that we're talking about. The purposes of the IMPACT Act are on page 406. I'm not going to read those to you. This chapter is addressing the expected changes. And again, this is an ever-evolving process when it comes to the value-based reimbursement. Things are going to change. So the agencies were asked to improve their value, increase their quality, and provide a continuum of care in order to receive reimbursement. That pretty much summarizes this IMPACT Act. And page 407 is, why focus attention on the post-acute care? Because of escalating cost, we needed some type of data standards and meeting the goal, setting payment rates. And the chapter continues controlling the PAC cost, new alternative payment model, page 408 for 4 care settings, goes into the different settings, type of payment model. And then page 410, we talk about standardized data. The data is important, and it's really important that no matter where you go, you can access records. So just review that. Let me know if you have any questions. There's examples regarding the standardized data and interoperability. Standardizing assessment and measure domains for PAC providers, page 411. These concepts are discussed. You have exhibits that pretty much summarize on page 412 what these paragraphs are talking about. Page 413, electronic reporting timelines for PAC providers. So the electronic standard was a big deal. Everybody had to be electronic. I want to say by 2010, I could have that wrong. That's not a test question or anything. But it's very important that all providers are electronic for the data ability, to be able to access records across the continuum, etc. Page 415, IMPACT Act benefits and cost. Of course, there's cost to implementing anything new and keeping it up. Page 416, roadmap to interoperability and conclusion. Innovation in the digital age. Innovations defined there. Page 417, continuing. 418 is the end. So in order for this IMPACT Act to work, the acute care providers and the post-acute care providers, and then providers in general, and even the patient, everybody must participate and engage in this continuum of care for you to get the patient back to baseline. That's the ultimate goal, is to improve outcomes. The goal is not necessarily to get the patient back to optimum health. The goal, the improved outcome, I guess, would be get them back to baseline. For example, someone who has a diabetic sore on their leg, but they live independently, they can take care of themselves, they go to the hospital, they get antibiotics, then they're discharged to a rehab or maybe a skilled nursing facility because there's dressing changes to be done. The goal is not to cure his diabetes. That's not going to happen. The goal would be to get the man back home to where he can take care of himself and live independently again. So that's what the IMPACT Act is all about. Improvement in care, increase the value for the money being spent, and to improve outcomes.